the more people that I have supporting me, like that makes me so peaceful. Like it makes me get me calm. It's not a weight on my shoulder, but it's weight in these two. And these two are going direct to someone's face. So keep supporting me, man. Keep supporting me.
They're going to be like, this one, Mom, Dad. Oh, this one's for Abuelita.
Abuelita, man. That's how it landed. Mom, Dad, Abuelita, hermanos, bro, coaches. Like, bang, 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 bang.
It suddenly got way more terrifying. If any of you have ever had to fight a Mexican and you got to go through every one of the ancestors,
the
oh
Hell
my God. I'm going to hit you with my family tree.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sheesh.
What is up, ladies and gents? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Esparza, coming to you with another great installment of Grappling Hour. How are you doing? I hope it's well. Obviously, I'm not in the studio today. We actually went on location. We have a great guest. I won't tell you who he is. I'll just kind of give you a little hint. No, that's it. Back to me. All right. So before we go any further, I want to remind you guys, if you like the content that we produce here on this channel, all you have to do is go over to HY.PAGE/Grappling Hour and give us a subscription, because here's what happens. If you want to see these interviews 30 days before anybody else, you do our early access. And if you want to see the cool stuff that we do, like technique breakdowns, extra episodes, extra everything, you can even see some of my training, you can go to our premium subscription for Grappling Hour. And I got to tell you guys, all that money, it goes to help and buy all the gadgets that make all of this happen. So, obviously, look at this. This guy's branding. He's not even wearing like custom suits. That's how you know the money goes back into the show, because it looks prettier than the last time we did this. And speaking of which, let's get to our guest. You have no idea how happy it makes me to come back here with reason to celebrate. And here's why. The last time we did the interview here at Team Oyama, we were in anticipation for our guest. We knew that he was going to the UFC. We knew that good things were coming, but we were both sitting here just patiently waiting and saying, like, when is it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Even off air, I was like, hey, bro, like, for real, though, can you tell me when it's going to happen? You're like, bro, I don't even know when it's going to happen. You knew it would happen, but my man just made a huge, huge debut in the UFC. And not just that, but when he made his debut in the UFC, they gave him a hell of an opponent to start with. And he came through with shining colors. And I'm so happy to tell you that my friend Fernando Padilla is here to join us today and talk about that big win in the UFC. Hey, Fernando, welcome back to the show, sir.
Thank you so much, Ref. I appreciate you, brother. It's good to be here. It's good to have you here.
Bro, it's great to be back, but it's even better to do it under the best of circumstances, which is you got to win. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw the name, I looked down, I go, oh, they're giving him a Rosa. I was like, they want this guy to work. Like, it's from the get-go. I was like, they're putting you to work, but I knew you would be up for the challenge. So do you mind telling us, just give us a little bit of how the fight came to be and how long you had been waiting, just so people have a real understanding of the weight game that you were doing, sir.
So, yeah, I got signed on 2021, and after winning a belt for Fury FC. They know why it's on me. They know why it's inside me. Everything was nice. And then like 2 weeks passed, and coach was already like, hey, we have a fight. You're going to fight Sean Soriano. We're talking about 2021 still. And then after that, the visa issues happened. You cannot fight. And then I was just waiting, man. It was a constant waiting. And it was hard. Like, having to train and do everything daily for something that you don't know if it's going to come. Yeah. So like I just stay true to my goals, stay true to what I want, and waited for almost 2 years, a year and 11 months. So like it was hard, but as soon as I got that name, as soon as I got that, like they told me they dropped Julian De Rosa, I felt a lot of peace, to be honest with you. I felt a lot of sincerity, just like having a fight, like having a purpose, like 2 years didn't have that, and then it just happened out of nowhere. It was amazing. My manager called me, told me, "Hey, Julian De Rosa, August 29." I say yes. I came to the gym and coach was teaching a class, and then I was like, "Hey, coach, did you talk to Jason?" He's like, "Nah, what happened?" Like, Julian De Rosa, April 29. He didn't even think about it. He didn't even say, "Give me a second." He just say, "Let's get it. It's you. Let's get it." And I knew as soon as he said that, I knew that we were on the same page. I was ready for him, and the coach was ready to put me ready for him.
I mean, listen, dude, it's the best of all worlds. But like I said, my first reaction was, all right, this is going to be a tough fight. It's going to be good. But, obviously when you get those first opportunities in the UFC, some people get an opponent that isn't always as hard, but you definitely got one, and that was good for you. So when I saw that, I was very, very, very happy. Having said that, you did mention that it was kind of a mental challenge to stay focused and get there for a period of 23 months or so, or almost 2 years. How are you able to stay that focused and stay that ready? Because it's easy to get very discouraged when situations are keeping you from fighting rather than your want or your health.
Exactly. To be honest, it's just mindset. The mindset. I've always been the type of dude that is really patient. Like, it's hard to break my patience. But I knew, 2021 was hard, to be honest with you. I was really depressed. I did have a lot of problems thinking if I should stay here. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I staying here without fighting? There was a bunch of things, Raf. But right when 2022 hit, a different mindset got into my head. I didn't want it to waste all this time. I didn't want it to be a frustrated human being, not too much about fighting, but a frustrated human being. So I just got ready for whatever happened. If the UFC was gonna wait for me, and it was the right time, it was gonna happen. So I just got myself working. I get out of that mindset and that depression that I had in 2021. I completely went out of that, and then straight up went to the gym. Straight up came to train, to learn more, to be able to open my mind to better possibilities, right? Like, hey, if it's not gonna be fighting, it's gonna be something else. But you've been investing time on this. Don't just throw it away for nothing. And I said it and I show it, but 2022 and these last 5 months of 2023 is been learning and getting better, and that's pretty much it. That keep me composed.
That's really dope to hear. I was again, taken aback. I go, okay, April 29th, good. Gives you about a couple months to get there. So what was camp like for you for this particular one? I know we were talking a little bit off air, and you said camp was really smart. So what about camp was smart in your opinion for you?
I felt the coach changed a lot of the things. Like, I think we also know each other a little bit more. I know how he wanted me to work. I know what he wanted me to do, and he knows how I worked my best. So a lot of the training here at Team Oyama changed in terms of it was still hard work, but it was completely focused for the fight, completely focused on in every single aspect. Something that I enjoyed the most for this camp was the circuits. Coach put a lot of circuits for me, and I feel that got me into that mindset of every single 2 minutes you have someone new. Fresh guy. And then the new fresh guy is going to wrestle you. The other one is going to punch you. The other one is going to do jiu-jitsu. So you have to be ready for everything. And I really enjoy those things. Those were the ones that put me down for a fact. I finished those circuits and I was laying down on the mat thinking about my life. Yeah. But those are the ones that I enjoyed the most, to be honest with you. It was incredible to have those. It's the first time in my life that I've been doing strength conditioning so constant. The last 2 years, I think that's one of the things that kept my mindset going and showed me more about, man, sometimes it's going to be hard and sometimes you don't want to stand up, but go do that. Do that. I really enjoy going to chase the dreams, chase Chicos. Man, I enjoy training with him. I really enjoy it to a point that I get pissed off if I don't go.
Really?
Yeah. Right now, I'm I missed Monday and Wednesday, and I know I just fought, but like I felt like, man, I just want to go. Like the energy there, the vibe, the way that I felt when I finished training was amazing. And this whole camp was the same with him. And then I came to Oyama, and I tell you, like, we matched really good, coaching me like mentally for this fight. I knew what he wanted. I knew what I needed. He knew what I needed. I knew what I needed to, and we just practice it. Smart means he adapted to me, and I really, really appreciate that, because he got me into like this beast mode. You know, like I felt so. I knew when I was there, when I was stepping on the apex, like even the day that I wake up, I knew I was gonna win, man. Like there was no doubt in my head. That's why I act like I act inside of the cage.
I mean, listen, dude, you act that way because it's the fruition of this is you getting to do your job. You put in all that hard work to be able to be that person and go there. So I don't care if people have extra swag there. That's fine, because you know what's not happening. You're not getting online and talking trash about people. You just have a confidence about what you're doing. And I think some people can interpret that good, bad, whatever it is, but who cares? Like, that's just, you're going to do it your style, and you should. So I always like seeing, because you know what it is for me? It's seeing those hints of your personality. And anybody who knows you knows what those little peaks at you being playful, but also very, very good at competing. And also pretty deadly if you don't do the right things. So when you look at the all-encompassing picture to me, I'm like, be you on that grand stage, because it means more to those of us who are watching you, rather than you playing a facade, you being somebody else, us being like, he turns into someone weird when he's on there. It doesn't really make sense. I see you there and I go, oh, he's playful. That's not good for his opponent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that's why I say it like post fight conference on the mic with DC, because bro, I had so many people like looking at me wrong, or the people from the UFC. Everybody was really nice with me, every single person. But like I had other fighters and other people from there just like kind of acting like man, like who are you, like. Who are you, and why are you like so happy and all these things, you know? Even on the weight cut, you know, like you see a lot of the other dudes and other people like suffering for the weight cut, and they see me just smiling and stuff like that. Man, it's incredible. The people of my team are always nice, always supportive. But yeah, other people for sure you can see that like that smile. They don't know me.
You know what it is unnerving, I'm sure, when people are going through weight cuts or they're grumpy, and you know, everybody turns into their real authentic self when you strip everything away. And so sometimes you take food away from people, they're not clear of thought. So they see somebody coming in all like, "What's up, everybody? I'm in a good mood." And they go, "Who the fuck is this guy? Fuck him for being so happy." It's like seeing a morning person and you go, "I'm not a morning person. How dare this guy be a morning person?"
Yeah.
For you, what is deceptive is that your frame is so, you're lanky, but now you've been working to put on a little bit of muscle there. So, you know, you were pretty strong even when I've rolled with you, where it's kind of like, okay, it's hard to work certain things, but that's what I expect of a fighter. So it's not like it's anything that was like, well, this dude's not strong. Womp womp. It's like you need to have a certain level. Yeah. You mentioned, is it Chase Your Dreams? Is the group that you were working with?
Yeah. That's his name, his like gym name, or name of his system. But his name is Che Chicos.
Oh, Che Chicos. Okay, great.
Yes,
so you mentioned he was doing strength and conditioning, correct? You have to explain to me, a person who hates doing the extra work, but does it so that I don't get as injured, so that I try to be prehab and smart about my training. Explain to me, a person who doesn't like doing any of that, why you, in not training with him, get mad. Because to me, it's insane to think like, well, I didn't lift the weight today or go to do the extra circuit training. I'm mad. That's not going to be something I'm going to say. So I would love to know what made his thing so unique for you, that it was so addictive that you wanted to come back even after fighting, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, it's more of like the feeling of feeling good. You know, he always, since day one, every time I finish one practice with him, it's like, man, I feel better. I feel like stronger. I feel faster. I feel able to do stuff that I didn't do before. I always get this example. Obviously, it took time for me to start seeing those things. It wasn't like a 1 week thing, and it's like, oh man, I feel amazing. No, it was like a few months of like carrying small weight, seeing all these other like athletes doing so much more than me, like, and it's like, man, I think at the beginning it was my competition, the way that I like to compete and be like, I can do that. These guys are 35ers, these guys are 55ers. Like, I for sure need to do that. I can do that. But my ability of being really competitive was what pushed me at the beginning. But then this happened, and this is when I was like, I love Chase. Like, I love what he's doing with me. I used to go and play ball, like basketball, with some of my friends, and they good. They're not basketball players, right? But they're good. And I was always feeling scared of moving, of getting hurt, like of getting punched, getting hit with something, getting cut, and like, it's like, bro, it's like basketball. I don't do this for a living. Like, yeah, like I don't want to get hurt a knee or getting hurt, yep, an ankle, so like I was I was moving as a fighter, like really like
rigid,
tight movements. Yeah. And I noticed that, and then I started training with Chase. I tell you, it was like 6 months or 5 months period, maybe a little bit more. And then I went and played with them again, and I was like, man, I'm gonna move a little bit more. And I didn't knew basketball, like I didn't knew for a fact, but I was moving like an athlete. Like I was moving like I knew what I was doing. And then people start telling me, my friends were the first ones like, bro, you're moving good. Like your defense is good. And I was just focusing on that, of defending and like passing the ball, like just trying to move like as fluid as I can. And I did. And I was like, wow, like for the first time in a long time, I feel like an athlete. I'm not afraid of moving. I'm not afraid of injuries. And that was amazing, man. That was fucking incredible. I feel that that's what makes me want it to be there every time, and like makes me not want it to jump or skip. It's like, man, like that feeling of progression it's there. I just want to keep doing it.
That's so cool, and that's really interesting to hear how you're developing that, which then becomes an asset, a tool in your fight game. Mm-hmm. Because if you feel good moving around and elsewhere or whatever, where you might have felt maybe a little more rigid, now that you have this looseness, especially for your game, it can be very elusive. Like, I feel like one of your defining traits as a jiu-jitsu guy, just from the one part of the pie, is you can very easily go from 0 to 100. Like, the way that you lock up a triangle, say, it is deceptive. Mm-hmm. Like, you might think you're safe and then very quickly realize, like, oh, there's a 2-on-1 here. This is not good. Oh, mm-hmm. No, I don't have what I need here. So for me, hearing that you got even more mobility, it adds like an extra something. So I do understand that much of it, just from the sake of feeling a little bit healthier and better. Yeah. But that's really, really cool to hear. And it
goes to what you said earlier too, is like, I feel that I've been without having like a serious injury. Obviously training here is hard, you know, yeah. So like you're always going to have small injuries, but I think I've been without having a serious injury who's going to stop me for like a month or 2 weeks from a minute, bro. A minute since I've been training with Chase. I felt a difference. I felt like my body's stronger in every single aspect, you know, knees, ribs, shoulders. Like, I feel everything better. And like you say, if I move better on basketball, that I don't, it's like, you see what I did that Saturday, I was impressed with myself too, you know, like it's crazy.
It sounds like something out of like a Spider-Man movie where he goes to play basketball and he's like, I can dunk,
yeah,
you know, like that's pretty dope. So
pretty much.
I want to get to this fight now because we should address this. For people who are premium subscribers, you will see a technique breakdown of the actual fight. So we're not going to break down every aspect of that here, but I do want to get a general sense of this question first, and then we can backtrack a little bit. It did look like Juliana Rosa was saying to the ref that it was a little bit of an early stoppage. What was your general feeling about that?
I honestly think he's wrong. Just of the thing that like I throw 10 punch combo without him answering back. Like, if he was capitalizing on the shoot that he did, I will understand. But I sprawl really good. I defend that takedown and went back to punch him. That last hand, personally, that last right hand that landed, I think it was because of the mix of circumstances, the way that he threw a punch too, and my punch just landed. I saw that second punch, like I saw him going away completely, and I think the referee saw the same thing. So if we had the same like eye about that punch hitting him, I saw his head twisting, his body going down different. The first one for sure disconnect when he bounced on the cage, and I throw the 1-2. I saw him disconnected, but I knew this guy is the type of guy who's gonna bounce back. So that's why I stayed collective. I didn't throw the second uppercut that I was gonna throw, and I sprawl right away. But that second right hand, brother, nah, man, nah. Like you're lucky that, like, not disrespecting or nothing, but you're lucky that they finished like that, because in my head it was already like, hey, okay, he wanna keep standing up, something harder, elbows and knees. Yeah. You know, that was the next thing to happen, and I know for a fact. I always say this, when I have already a lot of fights too, so like when I see people getting hit by my hands, their faces change. Like it's like, oh, like they weren't expecting me to hit that hard. I saw it on him with the first jab that landed. He kind of like opened his eyes, like, oh, this kid hits hard. And but when I hit my elbows, when I hit my knees, I really don't see a reaction, because they're just down. Like they fell down, and it happened in a few fights. So yeah, man, it was that or getting more punishment.
From my perspective, and again, all credit to him, this is not disrespectful in any way, in my opinion. It's looking at the situation and saying, okay, if you're him and you feel like you're still healthy enough to compete, it is the judgment of the ref on that part. It's the complaining afterwards that I don't know if the next day he saw it back and was like, maybe he thought differently. You never know those things, but in those moments, it felt like an odd moment for a second. And then you were able to celebrate, which is great. But in that moment, you have just some kind of wonder of like, oh man, it seems clear cut to you. I'm obviously biased because I'm interviewing you and you're a friend. So I'm not even going to say like, oh, it's definitively what happened. It was from my perspective. I was like, hey, at least he's healthy. He lives to fight another day. Yeah. That's good. But you could understand the disappointment where maybe that's the initial reaction. So when I was watching it, I just thought, man, that's got to be a weird position to be put in, where you go, I didn't do it, but I also did do the first part. And you don't want to take away from that either.
I mean, like even DC and Dominic were like, oh, he's out, and then, oh no, he's not. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I really don't. I give him props a lot for like the way that he stand up and like straight up just went through it. But man, I feel that after the 1-2 and the cage and the shot, like I think he was on automatic. He was in a pretty automatic setting, and then that second right hand maybe wake him up, maybe not, but. Yeah, man, I went and did my job. That's what I tell everybody. I look at the ref in the backstage when they were wrapping my hands, straight up to the eyes, like beautiful eyes of him. And I was looking at him, and he told me, hey, if you're beating him up, and I say, answer back, keep punching him, because I might stop the fight. Yeah. And in the whole situation, the other circumstance that you are in the other edge, defend yourself, because I'm going to stop your fight. And, I mean, I just did my job. He asked me to stop. When he say stop, I just stopped.
You did. And again, it was more so as I was watching it, and I looked back, I knew it was odd. It is what it is. It happens.
I like controversy, bro. I don't know.
Hey, listen. Hey, good for you. It's more so that, like, again, it's your debut. So for me, you love it to just be finished. Everybody goes home. There's no discrepancies. Here, you never know if there's something that gets said or anything that happens, but that's not our thing to take care of. And again, there's no disrespect. That's the most thing that I really want to make sure that we're clear on this. It's more so that when we watch it and we go, okay, that's weird. They said he was out. And then my thought process was, when he shot back up, I was like, well, that's a fucking tough ass fighter, dude. Because, like, I don't know that I would get back up from a moment like that. Damn. So I had respect, because that's how you can tell someone that it's also equally born into this, because he was going for that shot. He was looking for his way to try and get back into that fight. And things happened. But credit to him. Obviously, a very interesting way that all played out. So let's talk about this. What I did notice and I did love about the whole celebration, obviously you throw in a little bit of your flavor afterwards. We'll maybe figure out where that came from a little bit later. But I got to see the post-it celebration with you and your family a little bit later. So they came to see this fight. What did that feel like? Because, we talked last time about what it felt like when you were getting into the UFC to have them kind of witness that. Now they were there for the actual first fight into the UFC. So tell me a little bit about that.
Man, it was incredible. It was unreal. The whole setting, setting that I had over there was unreal. Not just because of my mom and dad, but my old coach from Chihuahua. I only have 2 coaches in my life, Colin Oyama and Mauricio Ramirez, and I own everything I am to them, hardcore. And I know for a fact I'm the first student of Coach Mauricio that made it to this far, and he's in the UFC. And man, he deserves to be there. He for sure deserves to be there. He gave me a different type of piece. I was ready. I know he trusted me. So he was really good. Coach actually also treated him really, really nice. Having Brock, one of my teammates and roommates in there too. He's a really good guy with he knows how to give you peace and keep you calm and relaxed. So I was really lucky to have them there, first of all. But man, when I saw my mom and my dad, I saw them first in the TV when I was warming up in the room. And then I knew, I was like, oh, they're going to be on his corner in front of us, right? So I came into the cage, and that's the first person that I saw. I saw my dad. I pointed at him, finished the lap. I went to my corner, and I was just constantly looking at them. They were there. They were literally there, my mom and my dad. Julian came, and I wasn't not even paying attention till they closed the gate. I kind of started looking at him a little bit more. I started looking at Coach Casey that was in front of us. Man, that was hard for a fact. But as soon as I started the fight, it was try to stay as clean as you can. Try to stay as composed as you can. Obviously, that was the game plan. But more because I know how my dad is. And my dad is going to start screaming. Actually, a lot of the screams and laughs and stuff that you hear after the fight, when I will go and say, oh, it's DC, there's a big laugh in the back. That's my dad. That's for a fact my dad. So I knew if I start getting in trouble or stuff like that, I was going to stop listening to my corners, and then my dad's voice was going to start getting bigger, right? No, mijo, no. And it happened in other fights. When I fight in Viejas Casino, they were on first, second row too, and I hear my dad a few times, don't let him push you back. Don't let him push you back. And it was the right thing to do, right? I shouldn't be going back. But I was getting him nervous, and I felt that. So this fight, I was really, really happy and lucky that it happened how it happened. But I tried to stay as composed and good defense, so he stayed calm too. I know how it is. After the fight, you see me, the few seconds where I'm dogging him out, and then I kind of realized oh, I won. I won. So I run into the cage. I go up the cage, and I point at my dad. That pointing that I did and the scream was for him. I look at him and I was like, yes, we made it. We made it. We here for a fact. And then when they were taking the pictures and all that, I asked, can you guys go for my mom and my dad? Yeah, they're outside. Coach is not gonna be here, so I would like them to be in the picture. Coach was with Ricky. So they did me that favor, and that moment in the back, bro, wow, incredible, and more that is on camera, because it was amazing. I didn't see them in all day. That was the first time I see them, and man, it's unreal to be able to do what I did with them in so short distance, meters away from that, and I'm glad that I train as hard as I train, and I put all my, literally all my body and mind and everything in this, because seeing them happy, seeing them like that is the best feeling in the world, bro.
Absolutely.
There's nothing like that.
I mean, I saw the footage of it, and I think I saw it on your Facebook or something, and I just immediately went into this. What a great moment to have, and to actually have people filming that too, to have that recorded, because there's only one first like that. You know, obviously there will be more, and that'll be great.
There's only one.
But there's really only one first debut moment to capture and have that nice celebration of getting together with your family and sharing it with them. And I'm sure in many ways thanking them and making sure that you're making good on those years of being like, I'm going to get here. I'm going to do this. And then being able to show them like, we're here.
Yeah, we are here. Like that was exactly what I say. I'm here and I'm ready. And then my dad told me at the outside, like, hey, it's just the beginning. And I'm glad they understand that too, because it's true, man. It's just the beginning. And it's not just me, but I carry them with me, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, I carry all these people. I said, like, the more people that I have supporting me, like, that makes me so peaceful. Like, it makes me get me calm. It's not a weight on my shoulder, but it's weight in these two. And these two are going direct to someone's face. So keep supporting me, man. Keep supporting me.
They're going to be like, this one, Mom, Dad, oh, this one's for Abuelita.
Abuelita, man. That's how it landed. Mom, Dad, Abuelita, hermanos, bro, coaches, like bang, 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 bang.
It suddenly got way more terrifying. If any of you have ever had to fight a Mexican and you got to go through every one of the ancestors,
the
oh
Hell
my God. I'm going to hit you with my family tree.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sheesh.
No thanks, dude. I'm like, I've you know, in grade school, they make you do a family tree.
Yeah.
So when we were doing ours, I was like, well, this is my grandma and grandpa. These are my mom's 8 brothers and sisters. Cousins. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
And then you just start drawing these lines. And I think at one point my teacher was like, I just need grandparents. And I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, I don't even know if I know everybody.
Too many uncles and tios and tias.
So that happens. You celebrate. What is it like coming home? Because I saw several celebration things happen, and I have questions on a couple of them. But what is like the post-celebration meal? What is the post-celebration routine for you? Because at that point, once your family and you have celebrated, I don't think anything tops that.
Yeah. I think that was it for me. Like I just needed that. I didn't need nothing else. My friends and family there. I was expecting to go eat the Korean barbecue or something like that, bro. But it was Saturday night in Vegas. Everything was gonna be full. Everything was gonna be crazy. So we just decided to see something over there in the hotel, New York, and we end up on a sushi bar.
Oh,
yeah, okay. Good. I mean, I like it. We eat it a lot. We talked a lot. My dad was getting crazy because it was in the middle of the lobby. So all these UFC stars, Raya Faber, Victor Davila, DC, Herb Dean came. So like my dad was on and on one, like taking pictures and pictures and pictures of stopping people. Yeah, it was incredible, to be honest with you. Really lucky to be there, and but the real celebration is here now, like with the family and friends here. Obviously my mom and dad over there, and just enjoy them as much as I could. But in California we have good food, so I'm waiting for the year.
Good on that. I would tell you, we do share this, I believe. I do believe that we share the love of Korean barbecue, because for me, I know that there are days that I put in hard work on an open mat. Mm-hmm. And the guys will be like, you want to come and grab food with us? I'm like, we're going to Korean barbecue. I was like, oh, you can eat Korean barbecue? I'll be there. Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, I am. I'll be there.
I'm absolutely going to come and do that. But sushi is like also up there for me too. So it just depends on where you are going.
Exactly.
Because again, you're not in California sushi. You've got travel sushi for the masses in Vegas. So I could understand how that could be a little less. Yeah. But having said that, you go there, you get excited, you do those things, you come back here, you're great. I did see a couple things that I do have questions about.
Yeah.
The first of which is, yesterday I saw on your social media that you were with a band of some sort. What was going on there? Was this your friend's band? Was this part of a celebration of some sort? But like people were playing musical instruments, I believe.
Yesterday.
Was this today?
Yeah, it was today.
Oh my goodness!
My stories today.
Yeah. So what is that?
So it's a guy from Mexico. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's from Tijuana or from Chihuahua specifically. I will be lying to you. His name is Ariel. Mm-hmm. He does corridos. He does corridos for fighters and people. So he had one for Brandon. He had one for Manuel Torres. That he's from Chihuahua too. And he was telling me from a long time, like he wanted to do one for me and all these things, but no fight, no nothing, right? So he was kind of like, I do it another day. So right now I want to fight, and he's running it. He's really like on it right now. He really want to finish it. I think he's finishing it right now, and he's trying to give it to me tomorrow. So like, yeah, corrido, man.
So hold on. Explain to our non friend. So let's look into this camera right here. What exactly is that, sir?
So a corrido it's a song made of a, you decide a person, you decide a state, you decide whatever you want. Like it can be for camarones, it can be for food, but they usually do it for people, narcos usually. But there's another like is narco corridos, but a corrido is simple. Like it's a story. It's a story of something that you decide. I go out in my walkout song as with the corrido de Chihuahua, because my state have a corrido, and it's a really beautiful song. It talks about my state. It talks about like story. So I really love it. And then this guy is doing one with some stuff that I give him, like some story that he knows about me, other things that I tell him how it was. And I guess he interviewed other people like around me to know more about me, and man, it's a really nice song, bro.
Yo, that's hella dope. That like most people, they just write a song and be like, yeah, give me 20 minutes, I'll write something about you real quick.
Yeah.
This dude's literally interviewing people, being like, tell me what his thoughts were. Okay, great, that's good. It's good.
Yeah,
it's gonna go in the first verse. Okay, good.
He even sent it to my dad before. Like he sent it to my dad on Sunday. Straight up on Sunday, he like, because he played the bajo quinto, guitarra, and he sings. So he was playing the instrument and singing it. And my dad was like, "Look at this." Miko was like, "Hey, this is not even. I don't even have this. Like, how do you have this?" Yeah. And he was like, "Hey, he sent it to me because he knows. He knows. Like, yeah." But it's nice, you know, that like he have that time to do that to reach my family and friends. And hey,
that's hella dope, dude. Like. Super cool. And I love the fact that, you know, it's such a weird additive that I'm pretty sure in the back of your mind you're like, that would be cool to have, but it probably doesn't even register because you're probably so fixated on, I gotta fight, gotta win, gotta do this. And then something like that happens where even when I was seeing it on your Instagram stories, I go, what is this doing on here? I was like, what is this? I didn't know that's exactly what that was. Part of me was like, my man's like taking some time off, and he's like, I'm gonna start singing right now, and now he's starting to get a band going on.
Actually, I've been doing that too with some friends. They do more rap. I really like the hip hop, so like we actually did a song. I did a chorus, and they're really excited because the producer has been doing really good with that song, so they're really excited to post it on.
Bro, this man is gonna walk out to his own theme music now.
Yeah.
We got a literal John Cena in front of us. So let's talk a little bit about the little swag that you had at the end of your fight. Okay, what was this? What was this shimmy thing that you were doing? I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if that's what I think it is, because it looked like a little familiar to those of us who might be pro wrestling fans.
Hey, yo, Dominic. Stop trying to be Eddie. Stop trying to.
Don't you come after Dominic.
No, I like him, but stop trying to be Eddie. Stop trying to go against your dad. And just remember, Viva la Raza, bro. I did that Latino heat. Latino heat. Nah, man, it's I grew up with that too, you know. I grew up with Eddie Guerrero. I grew up with Rey Mysterio, with Randy Orton, all that era, Chris Benoit. I know a lot of people don't like it. But,
I mean, he was very good.
Man, it was
undeniable.
They literally revolutionized the business, and I like myself to be one of them. You know, one guy who comes to do, like, he's so technical and good, and he's also such a nice person that like he can. Like the things that Eddie create back in the days, that like the feeling that he created on people was really unique. And people think it's like, oh, use the gimmick and stuff. It's like it was a lot of him. It was a lot of him being him in the ring, being him with the gimmicks and stuff. But that's what connects with people, and that's I feel really like identify with that. The smiling, I couldn't take like a serious picture on the UFC pictures with our guy. They were telling me like, get serious, and I'm like, Like I can, like I really can. And it's funny because I knew as soon as I did what I did on that cage, I knew it's like this is a statement. And Latino heat all the way, man, all the way.
That's not all that happened though, right? You said that you had one of your best days of camp attending something. So what did you attend? Because I happen to know a little bit about this one. I got to see you very briefly at WrestleMania. But what did that feel like? And you just told me off air. You're like, yo, that really made my day in camp. And I'm like, really?
Man, yeah, hell yeah. It was crazy. I mean, camps are hard. Like, it doesn't matter what type of camp it is. Like, every time you're training for a fight, it's your body, your mind. It gets like, it gets heavy. You know, there's a point I feel in the camp, the first 3 to 4 weeks where it's really heavy. You need to you need to get climate to the hard training. Acclimated. Yeah. So I was having hard days, and then out of nowhere I wake up that day and like I had this amazing message, and I went and went to WrestleMania, and as a Mexican kid, and like I think we know each other enough to like, so for you to know that like I really like wrestling, I really like WWE, and man, it was just a dream come true, just being there, watching the whole scenery, you know, like the whole the real thing, because he's the TV for sure, the cuts and all that, like it make it look better, but bro, being there. Me personally, I feel that I will not go to another like wrestling show if it's not WrestleMania. After feeling that.
Oh no, you can't do that. Okay, let me explain. Okay, young child, the experienced man. This was my second WrestleMania. Okay, there is something special about going to it. So even my homie, who has been like, dude, I've been to major games, blah blah blah, this all blah 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 blah, and he looked around at WrestleMania. He's like, oh, this is. They are not messing around. And I looked at him and I go, dude, WrestleMania is just a different experience. Like, you can put it up there with Super Bowl, let's say a hockey Stanley Cup, NBA Finals. You could put it up there with that. Yeah. Because to me, when I walked into that and I saw that set and I saw that high rise and the way that people were walking out of it, I looked at one of my friends and I go, I'm really sad. And they're like, why? I was like, because that's going to be torn down. And that walkout is beautiful. I was like, it makes me so mad that they only make it for like 2 days. 2 days. You know, 2 days, yes, and then it's gone. So you weren't the only person experiencing that. That was happening for everybody. Yeah. And like, we're a very jaded Los Angeles town. So we look at stuff and we're like, yeah, whatever.
That for me was one of the best experiences too, because we were really lucky to sit down with like really good people too around, and
that's awesome.
And they make the experience better. Obviously, the fan, and being able to be with good fans, they give you that energy. Man, that was amazing. Obviously, there was a lot of things that, like, for example, I understand everything. I've been following, even though that I don't sit down and watch the shows, I still follow the highlights. I still look who's who and the what they doing. But like, I had two of my friends, they didn't knew a lot, you know, they didn't knew a lot about like what was happening now with the storylines right now. Yeah. And people behind them, people in front of them, they were explaining them. They were like, bro, cool. It was amazing. We have this guy in front of us. He bought every single belt possible. And then he was, I remember when the Usos were coming out, he just raised them both, like just raise them, and like he stayed there for like the whole entire walk, right? And I was like, man, this is incredible. Like, this is WrestleMania. and yeah, it's really stupid for me just to say that I will not go to another wrestling. Like, the first times that I went to wrestling shows was in Mexico. So like a little bit different, but man, it's incredible how like the people there already know the fighters. The people, like, it's already a whole like ecosystem by itself. And like, you can go and like the Mexican wrestlers, they're just funny motherfuckers, man. One of them asked me, he's like, hey, put your shoe up here, so I just put my shoe on the fence. Yeah. Hey, this guy just bang run one guy into my shoe, and I was like, oh damn, that was real. Like, this guy actually could hit my feet like with his head. And it was amazing, honestly. It was amazing. But obviously I would like to go, but like, if I can go a little bit closer to like not too much of a big show.
Yeah.
Like, I know I will enjoy it as much as I enjoy WrestleMania.
I want to tell you this. You do get spoiled going to a big show like this.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I will also say, in affirmation of what you said about having a good group, one of the homies who I went with back in 2010, who I met in a section that we were seated in, he joined us for this year. So on that same day that you were there, he was somebody who had bought a ticket from me and was sitting in my section. And so it was like us being like, dude, 13 years ago, we were at a WrestleMania and we've been friends ever since.
No.
And it was just, it happened to work out that way. And I was so happy he was there because I have kind of a snob mentality when it comes to who I'm going to a WrestleMania with. Because I'm like, dude,
I'm a nerd.
I don't want to have a bad experience. So like, if I've invited you to come with me, it means I think you're cool and tolerable enough to be around for this.
Sure.
But if you're going to sit there and not be into it or be weird, I'm going to be like, dude, I'm not inviting you. So I would make some suggestions. Go to them, but just recognize it's a different beast. Because even when I go to smaller shows, there's so much to take in, and I'm going to guarantee you this. I feel like it's something that's happening in the water. You're going to see more Tom Lawlers, more Matt Riddles, all these guys who are like, I fought, and you know what? Now I'm going to transition to doing this.
I just find out yesterday, literally yesterday, that because Matt Riddle is a good wrestler, right? But I didn't know he was in the UFC, bro. Like, I straight up didn't know. Like, I literally find out yesterday, it's like, oh, Matt Riddle have a bad relationship with Dana White. And I was like, and I start seeing his first fights in I'm like, wow, this guy actually was a UFC fighter. Like,
And
damn.
was on a 4-fight win streak.
Yeah.
Before weed. Okay? You can't say anything. You're employed by them, but I can say whatever I want. Listen.
No, actually, it's not illegal no more.
It's not illegal anymore, but it was
but
a dumb reason to let him go, and it's a dumber reason to penalize him. So even though it's silly, it worked out for him because now he's a big star in the WWE as well.
Yeah, unique, man, honestly. Yeah, like,
and honestly, it's a very strange personality that maybe if you saw the trajectory, maybe he'd win more fights. But that weird personality, it could have gone wrong in the UFC. The longer he was there, he could have rubbed shoulders wrong. Something could have happened. That's assuming he doesn't lose, and then God forbid bad things happen. But instead, he's been a welcome addition to the WWE universe. And dude, I was so stoked because he was incorporating a lot of jiu-jitsu and transitions like that. And for a while, his finisher was a twister. So he was using that for a bit. And then I think in the WWE, they're like, we don't know we don't know what this is, bro. So now he's literally just like curb stomping people and RKOing people, which is completely fine. But I say this and I think to myself, all right, cool. That's got to be a nice way of getting out of the mentality of you're fighting, but still getting a spectacle and saying like, ooh, okay, my time's coming, and now I'm getting more hype.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm ready to do that. I would tell you this though. You mentioned these people with the championship belts. I have a rule, which is that if you bring a championship belt and it is in my vicinity, I have all the reason to go ahead and attack you and take that belt because I see these guys wearing it, and I don't want to speak ill of this person, but like, legitimately guys hold on to it like they won it.
Yes.
Like there's something about putting, like, listen, even if I took out one of these belts right here, I'm pretty sure I would hold it and like there'd be a difference in posture in the way I conduct myself. These guys beat somebody at Kmart and like paid $9.99 for it and like hoisted on their shoulders like they won it. I'd be like, at least earn it, fam. Like, come over, I'm gonna beat you up and I'm gonna take this $20 belt. Thank you.
But yeah, it's funny how like they take so much pride on those things.
It just it's not even, I wouldn't mind it as much, but they do seem to embody it, and that's fine. Okay, great, you're cosplaying. That's all good. I'm with you. It's just the fact that now, even from when I used to make that joke when I was first going to like WrestleManias and stuff, where I was like, if you have a belt, you should defend it. Now at that last WrestleMania, it was a flood of belts. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know where to start.
Yep.
And it's almost like you're bumping into people, and I don't bring a belt with me unless it's a gimmick belt, like for the WWE BJJ stuff, where I can think like, oh, let's do a skit from it. But like, I did that once, and I was trying to embody this character of like really being like into myself, and we were gonna do it for a bit. And then I immediately was like, this feels weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do.
Like even when you're the nerdiest nerd, like things like that are are crazy, right? Like I never owned a belt myself of the WWE or nothing. My mom and my dad never bought me one of them. But bro, like the way that like you literally said it the best. Like these people really believe that that guy was holding them the entire day, like on his shoulders. He's sitting down drinking and going off and then putting them off, and like I see him and I'm like, bro, you really believe you would like own those? But like, you own them. But
I'm talking about the Kmart replica ones. The real replicas that they get are like mega expensive,
bro. Those are insane.
I looked at them and I go, how are you spending that much money on this?
They shine
like they look great and they're clean. But I always think to myself, I would have to go home and tell my wife, I bought this belt.
Yeah.
And how much did it? Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's under $1,000. It's fine.
Man, I will straight up, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, because this is something that you need to know. But hey, that new WWE world the world champion, bro. Mm-hmm. Oh, bro, that one is a beautiful.
You have to enter a contest for that, and the sad part is you have not.
The world heavyweight champion.
I can only give you so much mess because the deadline was essentially around your fight.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, I'm gonna give him a little bit of leeway. And my man's over here trying to talk like, I'm going to take that belt from you. And I'm like, fam, you aren't even in the contest.
Oh,
so you're not even in the world.
Not just your, but the actual WWE, the new one that they just dropped.
Oh, yeah. That's actually pretty good.
That one is a beautiful belt.
You know, it's hard because sometimes the light hits it a certain way.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw it, I was trying to do this where I go,
yeah, like shine.
It was getting too much of a glare.
Too much shine.
And then I saw it clean and I go, oh, that actually looks really good. Man. Like, yeah, I'm kind of into it.
I like how the design is similar to the old school one, but that WWE in the bit, like the WW in the bottom is crazy.
You got to add the branding, dude.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
You have to.
So don't even worry about that, man. I want to let you know that you'll never touch it. Like, you'll never see that belt. You may look at it. I may give you visitation rights.
Oh, man.
It's just, you'll never get around it. And that's the beautiful part. But some lucky winner will gladly get that.
Okay. Good. Let's see.
I'm just saying, you couldn't submit a video.
I'm a good performer, bro. It wasn't my fault. It was someone else's fault.
It's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah, it's someone else's fault.
You know what it is? I didn't expect all these excuses to come here. I'm just gonna go ahead and start writing them down. Good for you. It's okay. I think the one thing that you could do that is still out there is you can always cut a good promo. And I mean, I think we're starting to get that out of you.
Hell yeah.
Because one of my favorite things to tell people about WWE BJJ is I'm like, be the heel or the bad guy that you wish you could be in competition or fights. Because we all know the decorum, even when we get like into ourselves and super like, yeah, like you still know like, well, gotta be respectful, gotta be nice. Okay, I can't say this. All right, I didn't just say I can't walk through this fight. I beat up this guy and much respect to him.
Yeah,
all that sort of stuff, right?
Respect.
But
this is different.
If you could play that character, everybody would take that opportunity. So I'm always telling people, like, when you do this, play it up. If you think you're a bad guy, be a bad guy. If you think you're a good guy, play that up. But I always like to play. We've gotten into a little thing where I've realized, I was usually playing the bad guys in our versions. And then I realized I was like, you know what? I want them to have fun. Like, being the bad guy is where it's at. It's way more fun. Being the good guy is so much harder because you have to get people to sympathize with you. And you could maybe go double heel, but it works a little bit better if you give them time to shine. Yeah, you can do the two heels, and then people are like, who am I rooting for here? But I've tried to give more of that shine to my homies. And whenever we do that, without doubt, you'll see them kind of like, as they get into character.
Yeah, the gimmick change.
My buddy was like, he came up to me and he just goes, hey, man, I was thinking for my character, we'd do this. I was like, absolutely, do it. Sounds good. And then they come up to me and they're like, would I be able to say this to you? I was like, you can say whatever you want. I don't care. This is not going to offend me, dude. I promise you. And so one of my homies actually, I was driving back from the ADCC Open. and he was watching, I think, that bare knuckle fight. And so he was informing us on what would happen that night. And then on that live sent me a request to be like a co-author, like go live with him on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I have to decline. Not only because I'm driving, but because I know you're drunk and I'm going to cut a promo on you. And I know that's what you want to do on me. And I'm so much more sober and it's going to be so bad for you. So I told him afterwards, he's like, dude, you declined my thing. And I was like, bro, do you really want me to go in on you with my full vocabulary and you're non-existent?
You're non-existent, yeah. Not in your five senses.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, okay. All those things are going on.
Yeah.
It's the next steps. We're probably in a similar holding pattern that we left on the last one, which is we don't know exactly when the next one is, but I'm assuming, hopefully, got to be sooner than later. So,
hell yeah.
Is that kind of what you're looking? Are you hoping to get another one in soon? Because again, you didn't take much damage, so I think all things considered, you're pretty healthy and good to go.
Hell yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm ready. I already tell everyone. I told the manager, I told the UFC, and I told my coach. They know, and it's just a question now of like sitting down. I think tomorrow we actually did it. We talked, coach and me. So tomorrow we're gonna train a little bit, sit down, see what's on the table, talk to Jason too, and just get ready, man. Get ready. I'm here to stay, and I'm here for you guys to have more Fernando Padilla for like a while. So if I can get something fast, I would love to. I know coach don't want to rush. I know he wants to like start stepping into the rankings little by little, and I listen to that man. You know that he's the voice of the experience, and everything he told me till today still works, and he's working, and so I stay with that. You know, I stay with what he say, whatever he thinks is gonna be the best for my career and myself, and I trust in him.
That's awesome, man. I'm so excited. Just, again, seeing you in the UFC tells me now, like, okay, I think they like that performance. They're probably going to want to put you on sooner than later.
Hell yeah.
Which, especially when we had that long wait. Now, to give people some intention of what happened here, you know, we did this interview, and I think I even gave you time to kind of, like, have it air, you know, like... the looking for a fight, or, you know, like, I was like, I don't know if it's aired, I don't know if it's gone up. And then I was sitting there being like, well, I've run out of patience for waiting. I want to interview my friend. And even there we were like, we'll see, we'll wait, we'll go on. And it was just me sitting there and being like, dude, I really wanted to see this dude get unleashed in there. And yet it all worked out wonderfully. Perfect. So things came out as they should have. You know, you got the dub. It's really cool to see. And, you know, for me, I know good things are coming up next. So I know, you know, this is a nice beginning for you. And it's so wonderful to be able to witness that. So congrats on that. I do have to ask, we're not fully.
I know, but thank you so much.
Yeah. Look at this, man. This is how you know. Look at this fight kit gear.
Yeah,
look at
man,
that.
This is crazy.
Look at this.
Yeah, it is really nice.
I kept staring at it throughout the interview.
Bro, it's crazy. It's like when I saw this jacket, I was like, damn.
I mean, it looks good. I'm definitely eyeing it. And then I want to tell the kids here, you know, there's branding underneath. So you're a company man right now, but you're also a businessman right here. So tell me a little bit of the gents, the Broke Boys, and what this is all about, sir.
Is me and my friend, one of my best friends. We opened this company. He's pretty much the one who's taking care of it and in charge. But yeah, Broke Boys, it's pretty much clothing brand for athletes and sportwear. So like we are able to sponsor a little bit more of us, like, well, not sponsor, but project a little bit more of us and shirts. It's really hard to get shirts nowadays, you know, like people don't do shirts like they used to do before. So, and more with the UFC doing their own stuff and having Venom. So like outside of that, I have the El Valiente shirts for sale on brokeboysoc.com. And it's just not just this. We have different designs. We have more things about fighting and not fighting. And I'm having fun with it too. You know, I'm really having fun. He listened to me. I listened to him. We are a really good team. So it's going well. I was honest with him since the beginning. I told him, man, let me fight. And I will sell like a few like 100 shirts. So like. Yeah. just give me a second to fight. And he waited, and now he's like, man, you weren't lying, right? so we here. We're trying to make it bigger, obviously. Yeah. Man, the UFC looks good.
I was like, oh,
I like
what
the name of the belt. You know?
Let me see. Oh, dude, that's pretty dope, man.
That make me cry for a fact. That make me cry. Yeah, when I
mean, it's symbolic. It's meaningful. It's really cool to see. But on the other side, you know, you got both ends here. You know, you're representing the company that you work for, and then you're representing your entrepreneurship, what you've been creating. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Get your boy to create like a luchador version of this, and I will wear that.
Yeah, I will.
I'm just telling
I'll
you,
let
man.
you know.
I'm letting you know. I mean, because here's what's gonna happen. You can't go to WWE right now, even though like there's like a nice little combination between the UFC and the WWE at this point. They're gonna be like one stock in the same. But you know, they're saying you can't do both. So why can't an avatar, aka some kind of symbol,
Simon,
be you
straight
and
up.
be that luchador that you can't necessarily go be, but that you kind of emulate. Similar in how you were talking about, and this is the thing I love that you were talking about with Eddie Guerrero. You know, people will talk about, wrestling's fake or this or this or this. And I'm like, bro, you know it's not fake? That pop. But why does it resonate with him? He could have done anything. Eddie Guerrero could have been a NASCAR driver and people would have still cheered that dude.
Yep.
And it's a vibe. It's a thing that people pick up that feels authentic.
Yeah.
So that, you know, Eddie was always super technical, but if you watched him in that ring, it was something that was connecting, that was making people go like, yeah, Latino heat for real. I love that guy.
It was different because it wasn't just Latinos, right? Like it was people actually connecting with him and being able to, like you say, in the ring, not just in real life, but in the ring, they were really connecting with him. That's when I connect with him, when he was doing all those like we lie, we shit, we steal, you know. He was getting that little smirk, looking around, and you knew something happy, like something funny was gonna happen, you know. And he was so good at doing it.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying. And then when that happens, cut me in my percentage on that, just so I make sure I make my way. I'm just saying, bro. I'm letting you guys know. If I see you guys do this, hey, listen, there have been some people who have made money off of either my likeness or my ideas. Don't think we don't know you guys. I've seen the receipts. But I loved seeing you put together your brand as you're starting to kind of take off more and more. And it does have a cool vibe to it. And I love the fact that you were doing that in a time where it's very easy to get discouraged or angry or bitter, and you kept positive, and I think that was kind of the fruition. So I think you're going to continue seeing good things coming, just as long as you keep that right attitude and those right work ethic elements. I think good things are coming.
Yes, sir, and I appreciate it because I felt that as soon as I make that change in my head, in my mind, in my life, things start changing around me. It's like, oh man, like just things start changing. Just a simple thing about, for example, like focusing as hard as I could in the fight, and then knowing that I was going to WrestleMania in one Saturday, I'm like, bro, like, it was unreal, and everything happened because good attitude, good energy. Yeah. Obviously, you have to thank you, but other than that, man, like. I will never expect to wake up one Saturday and be like, hey, you want to come to WrestleMania? Man, I'm like, whoa, what? Like, it's incredible. It's incredible, and it's true what you say. Good vibes, positive energy, and just it's gonna get there.
Yeah, that's really dope to see. Well, congrats to you, and appreciate your time. We're gonna do a nice little breakdown here of his fight, but that's only for people who actually subscribe to us on Premium.
You are done.
You're missing out, and the thing is I don't even know what he's going to say on the technique breakdown, because I mean it's not a very long fight, so it'll be quick, but you'll get to hear some of the insights behind it. And I always love picking people's brains. It's one of our signature segments.
Yeah.
We do technique breakdowns, we do extra episodes, including extra podcasts about athletes saying who they respected the most, thoughts on steroids, and of course other episodes. We're also starting to do one where we had, I believe, Miha recently did a breakdown of one of my competition matches and roasts me. We're going to start doing those. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I think people are really going to enjoy that segment, because if there's anybody who doesn't take themselves far too seriously once they're done competing, it is me. Because as soon as I saw that footage, I was like roasting myself. I was like, what is this? Who did this? This guy sucks.
That's
Who
good.
did that?
That's good.
So I think it's always
criticism, bro.
I mean, let's put it this way. all of us, I think, who are in some kind of combat element, whatever it is, it's kind of like there's a seek of perfection. The attainment of that perfection is impossible. So the best thing you can do is find a way to laugh at yourself when you don't hit it, but still have the intensity of, I want to get better at it.
Yeah.
Because it helps you discard it and say, like, it's not that it doesn't mean anything to me. It's just that if I don't start to laugh at it, I'm going to get hung up on it. And if I get hung up on it, I'm never going to get better.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I have to discard it, but take the real feedback from it and say, like,
sir.
that's how you get better. So anytime I see stuff like that, you know, I got with the guys and everybody's like, oh man, no, that was good. I was like, no, that takedown sucked, dude. Look at this.
Yeah.
I go, now let's take a week and get better at this.
Yeah.
But let's not pretend like it was good. You know? So anyway, well, I appreciate you. Congratulations again, Fernando Padilla, your newest member of the UFC, and probably the newest member of the job squad for the WWE BJJ world. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Keep it locked here, and don't forget, like and subscribe and all that good jazz. It means a lot to us.
Right now.
It's been a good day for grappling. We'll see you back on the mats.